Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu Folge 17 von Highway Blossoms. Ich beginne mit, ich bin erkältet und man hört vielleicht, meine Stimme hört sich ein bisschen scheiße an. Naja, who cares. Letzte Folge, Folge 16, haben Marina und Amber ist das der dritte? Ist das der vierte? Ich habe den Überblick verloren. Den vierten Teil des Schatzes gefunden. Waren mega happy so und haben dann noch sind ein bisschen da durch die Umgebung gelaufen, weil das Valley of Fire ziemlich nice aussieht. Und dann haben sie sich geküsst, die Szene, auf die ihr alle gewartet habt. Aber es ist noch nicht vorbei. Es geht weiter und ich habe keine Ahnung, was jetzt kommt. Ich bin gespannt. Nicht den falschen Save nehmen, nicht den falschen Oktober-Treff. Okay. Oh God, why? What have I done? Her back is turned to me like mine is to hers. I claw my nails deeper into the scratchy couch fabric and stick my gaze on the floor. Please end me now. It was silent after we did that. Nice silence. A blissful release of silence. But as we walked back, terror started to sink in. I think she felt it too. I listened to the buzz of the generator and stared at a patch of artificial light on the wall. Okay. Stupid little box is making fun of me, I swear.
So what now?
Funny. That's the same thing I asked when we found the treasure, except she sounds even more hopeless and confused than I did. Bringing my legs to my chest, I bundle my arms around them and put on a nervous smirk.
We could always go hiking again.
She throws a mock slap at my shoulder, feigning a huffy voice.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
The heavy embarrassment in the air melts away into something a little more comfortable, as we both manage to laugh at my perviness. Perviness? What does that mean? Fehlt dabei sein Handy zu unlocken. Ja, ich entschuldige mich für das Schnaufen, Schniefen und Perviness. That word doesn't exist. Okay, pervy. Okay, wow. Das hätte ich mir irgendwie denken können. Ich glaube, dieses Bild von Marina habe ich vorher noch nicht gesehen. Das ist das erste Mal, dass es im Spiel vorkommt, oder? Marina lets out a whiny cry and slides against the couch.
But seriously, what are we gonna do?
Was ist die Box weg, oder was?
About what?
Huh?
About everything. The treasure, home,
Huh?
us.
My heart tightens like she's squeezing it.
Did you not? No, I did. I do. I just don't know.
She turns to me, her eyes pleading, like she's looking for answers. There's no doubt I'm responsible for those eyes. Feeling a fierce sense of responsibility, I shoot up and march to the central console.
Amber? Hold on.
I open the console but don't bother digging around. I know exactly where these are. Two irreplaceable pieces of paper. 2 tickets. Stopping in front of the couch, my voice darkens.
I'll be using my half of the treasure to pay for Gramps' hospital and funeral expenses. But before I do that, I still need to go to the music festival.
I offer her one of the tickets. Unsure, she gently tugs it from my hand and begins reading.
If you want to, you can go with me. Might give you a little extra time to think about things.
My voice soft. I lied. Meine Stimme ist auch ein bisschen weg. My voice softens.
About everything.
The festival? Me?
Up to you, babe.
I flop back on the couch and hold the ticket over my eyes to block out the light.
Oh?
Oh crap. She peels the ticket off halfway and peeks through, revealing an amused grin.
So I'm babe now, huh?
On her hands and knees, Marina crawls ever so closer while I scramble to turn and hide my face.
Shut up. It was an accident.
Okay. And now I'm back to where I started, mortified and embarrassed. Ich bin gerade immer noch confused, womit die... Ja. Wussten sie jetzt einfach nur nicht, wie sie mit der Situation umgehen soll. Ich dachte jetzt am Anfang, dass es irgendwas passiert, anderes noch. Irgendwie, was nicht gezeigt wurde. Okay, ich war mega confused am Anfang dieser Szene.
Amber.
Her voice is like a melody.
Shut up.
Amber.
I said shut up.
Oh, Amber.
What?
A tank engine blows into my back, followed by soft, gentle arms wrapping around my neck as she rests her head against mine.
Thank you.
My shoulders relax, embracing her. In turn, I rest my head on hers. Two. A head sandwich. Hatten wir das nicht schon mal? A head sandwich kommt mir irgendwie bekannt vor.
Sure thing, kiddo.
Once we're quiet, the awkwardness sets in again. Where I don't know if I should be saying something to fill the silence or if I should leave it be. Das beschreibt eigentlich so mein Leben, so Social Interactions generell. Ich hab nicht gelesen, I'm sorry. Is she thinking the same thing? Is she also worried? Es tut mir leid, ich nehme jetzt mal kurz Nasenspray. Boah, das kann doch nicht wahr sein. Es ist grauenhaft. A sneak glance after a worried glance down, but I can see her face. So, das war mein Fix an Drogen für heute. Her hands wander around like she doesn't know what to do. She touches her face, then scratches her leg, peeks at a fold in her shirt, pops her knuckles. So she is nervous.
Hey.
The top of her head bumps my chin as she flinches.
Hey.
You good?
Yeah.
Ah, Mädchen,
You
was?
don't seem good.
No, I am. Sorry. I'm just...
Rather than hurry her along like I sometimes do, I wait for her to find the words.
just worried, I guess. I know you have, but I've never had a girlfriend before.
I start to say something, but she hurriedly cuts me off.
I don't mean it like that. Well, I do, but I've also never had a boyfriend before. Not a real one, anyway.
Not a real one, but an imaginary one. Okay, sorry.
You had a fake boyfriend, though?
Danke, Amber.
Barely. Like,
So-
in middle school, there was this guy who asked if I'd be his girlfriend, and I said okay. But then the next day, he said his mom told him he wasn't allowed to have a girlfriend, so we broke up.
Leute, die sowas erleben, ist irgendwie so, wow, can't relate. Vor allem so Middle School, ja, das ist jetzt, wie viele Jahre ist das her? Middle School geht bei dem bis 9. Klasse, oder? Oder nicht? Was interessiert mich das amerikanische Schulsystem? Ja, ich bin vor 5 Jahren aus der Middle School raus, glaube ich. Checks out.
Sounds brutal.
Right? And then junior year of high school, I kind of dated this guy for like a month, but I didn't really like him. My friends just wanted me to.
Amerika ist so seltsam. Oder passiert sowas auch in Deutschland? Ich kann es mir echt nicht vorstellen.
That's screwed up.
I don't know, not really. They weren't trying to be mean or anything, and he wasn't a bad person. He was just boring. Like for our first date, we went to dinner and a movie, but dinner was just fast food and he spilled ketchup all over himself.
Ich meine, das hört sich jetzt nicht grundsätzlich schlimm an. Kommt drauf an, was man redet währenddessen so. I don't know.
And I don't even remember what movie we saw. He put his arm around the back of my chair, and I thought he was trying to put his arm around me, so I kind of got closer, but nope. He just kept it there. Like he was just stretching.
She giggles at the memory.
Honestly, I'd forgotten about all that until now. That's how not a real boyfriend he was.
Ich meine, ich würde nicht mal in dem Zusammenhang das Wort Boyfriend benutzen dafür. Naja, okay, whatever.
What about you?
I'm glad that right now things seem normal. Maybe if she's talking, she forgets about being worried.
Well, I've never had a boyfriend.
Marina punches me in the shoulder.
You know what I meant. I could have guessed that much.
Hey now, I'm just being clear. But yeah, I've had other girlfriends.
Isn't it bad manners to talk about this, especially early in a relationship? She asked though.
They counted, though it wasn't really anything serious either. By the time I was old enough for a serious relationship, I was too busy with taking care of Gramps to focus on one. But at least no one's mom ever told them they had to break up with me.
Listen, it was hard when I was 12.
Oh, ey, einfach, ich weiß nicht, ich meine ja, von mir aus, aber, was? Ich kann es mir nicht vorstellen in dem Alter so.
For like a day or two.
I'll bet. Anyway, yeah, there was this girl I was with through a chunk of high school. We broke up in junior year, I think. She wanted to focus on school. She ended up getting a full ride to a nice college, so I guess she made the right call.
Marina doesn't miss a beat.
Nah, it was her loss.
I shift to free my arm that's pressed against Marina's side and instead wrap it around her. At first I can feel her tense up, but then she gradually relaxes until most of her weight rests on me.
So, Amber?
She doesn't answer.
Mare?
Sorry, never mind.
She looks up and smiles at me, and I smile back. Maybe it's better not to think too much right now or ask too many questions. It's just the two of us being happy with each other, not minding that we're both sweaty and kind of gross right now or that we haven't eaten in hours. Also ich meine, früher konnte ich nicht relaten, aber jetzt so, haven't eaten in hours, kein Problem. Or so I think. It isn't long before she yawns and looks up at me apologetically.
Oops.
It's okay. I'm kind of tired too.
I'm not. I'm too excited still, but I don't want her to feel bad about going to bed. Plus, we did a lot of hiking today. I unwind my arm from around her and switch which hand holds hers so that we can stand up. She's fidgety again, shifting her weight from foot to foot. Well, I guess it'll take some getting used to, for both of us. I let go of her hand. It falls limply back to her side, like she lost control of it. Yeah. Looking me in the eye, I can tell she's waiting for me to do her say something. Oof. Oof. I take a step towards her, closing the short distance between us.
Well, good night.
And then I lean in and kiss her again. Briefly. Enough that she doesn't even really have time to react before I pull away. She blinks twice, then rubs her lips and smiles.
Good night.
She walks backwards away from me, still smiling. And I'm grinning like an idiot too, of course. Okay, ich habe was anderes erwartet, um ehrlich zu sein. Egal. I'm tempted, so tempted to invite her to sleep in my bed. Just to be close to her still. Genau damit habe ich gerechnet. But I don't. Since she's still so nervous and unsure, I don't want to make that harder for her. I lick my lips as I go to turn off the lights, still tasting the sweetness of her on them. As I climb into bed, listening for the sounds of her breathing, I don't expect to get much sleep of my own tonight. Ich sollte nicht summen, besonders nicht mit dieser wunderbaren Stimme. Sleeping on it is supposed to help you with tough decisions or with big changes. But that's hard when you can't pass out in the first place. Ich finde gut, dass dies als pass out bezeichnet. Thoughts of Marina and of Gramps and of things changing and of things staying the same all brewed together to keep me awake just like the coffee is right now. Oof. When I got up this morning, the first thing I felt was surprise that I'd managed to fall asleep at all. The 3 hours I got must have snuck up on me. I drain another cup of coffee, number 4 and the last one from this pot. I dump another few scoops of grounds into the coffee maker and start a new batch. I got to see the sunrise, which even I usually sleep through. Also mit dem Sonnenaufgang aufstehen hat schon was eigentlich. Ich sollte mir mal einen besseren Schlafrhythmus angewöhnen, dann kriege ich das auch hin. Out here in the middle of nowhere, with no light pollution, the sky was vivid. Shards of jagged pink tearing into the blue. Ich will echt auch mal so einen Sternenhimmel einfach sehen. So einen richtigen Sternenhimmel, wenn kein Licht in der Nähe ist. Das wäre so cool. Vor allem der Himmel ist halt einfach bunt. Das kann man sich so gar nicht vorstellen. Das muss so cool sein. Ich habe es tatsächlich einmal so ganz leicht gesehen, als ich in einer Insel im Indischen Ozean war. Gesehen von dort aus. An einem Strand abends. Und ich habe gesehen, tatsächlich hier ist ein bisschen grün und hier ist orange im Himmel. Und das war schon ziemlich cool irgendwie. Aber das war auch nur so minimal. Naja, okay. Back to the story. I nearly dozed off again just watching. Maybe someday I'll get to watch it with Marina. Someday when I wake up early again and if she manages to get her lazy ass out of bed. Lazy but cute. Yesterday's events replay in my mind for the umpteenth time, and with them come the swirl of emotions that feel like a stomach ache and a high, both at once. Things finally starting to feel normal between us again. Nice. Kissing Marina at the Valley of Fire. Das klingt schon mega dramatisch. Kissing Marina at the Valley of Fire. Her leaning into it, wondering if I should stop. Her not letting me. Sitting close on the couch, not asking any questions. Not answering them either. Wondering if I should. Ugh. It's too early for this shit. The familiar ping of the coffee maker tells me that I've been zoned out for a few minutes now. Smashing my fists into my eyes, I try to rub the sleepiness out. Movement from the back of the RV means that I must have woken Marina up. I can hear the sound of her bed creaking and of the covers being thrown back. I feel a strange nervous elation as she appears in the hallway, looking bedraggled oder bad-raggled? I'm not going to look that up. Ich finde gut, dass auf ihrem Shirt Amber steht.
Good morning.
She groans like a zombie and stumbles toward me.
Want some coffee?
A stiff head nod. Smiling, I prepare her a cup. It's only a half coffee. The other half is a boatload of sugar and the creamer that neither Gramps nor I ever drank. Yep, you can see. I don't even know why we had it, but it's not expired. When she reaches me, Marina leans into me. Sort of falls, really, crashing against my shoulder.
Hey, careful.
A bit of coffee sloshes out of the mug and onto my hand, but I don't mind. She takes the drink and a couple small sips. Minor bliss replaces a glazed expression.
Good?
Good.
There's hardly any coffee in it, you know.
Just the way I like it.
I wonder if she had a hard time falling asleep like I did, but I'm hesitant to ask. Afraid she'd say no. Afraid she'd say yes. So I just sit down and she takes a spot next to me. We both quietly sip our coffee as she rejoins the land of the living. Once she finishes her first cup, she's alert enough for a conversation.
Sleep okay?
I figure that's safer than flat out asking.
Yeah, kinda.
Perfect
Kinda.
answer. I want more Dings da, Grammatik. Mehr spezifisch.
I like...
She trails off. Maybe I gave her alertness too much credit.
I forgot what I was just saying.
Nice. I laugh and stand up.
Don't worry about it.
Marina mumbles something incoherent.
What was that?
She clears her throat.
Sorry, I asked if you slept alright.
Took me a while to fall asleep, but after that, yeah.
It's not strictly a lie. Eyes half closed, Marina smiles thinly.
Good.
I turn around so that she doesn't see how preoccupied I am, and guess what's on my mind. Whatever it is that I'm dealing with, it's not her problem. I don't want her to worry about me. The floor creaks as Marina stands up too, but I don't face her.
So, where are we going today?
No idea. We have a few days before the show. Anything you want to see?
Whatever it is, I'll make the trip.
We're not very far from Las Vegas, right?
Oh god.
Not at all. It's just a couple hours.
Let's go there!
Finally, I meet her eyes again. The smile on her face is pure and earnest. I can't help but return it.
Sure, that sounds like fun.
And she hugs me. Her warm fingers press close against mine. She smells like my shampoo. I wrap my arms around her and hold her close. Just for a second, everything feels right, like it's all gonna work out. And I realize how badly I wanted to. I squeeze tight and then pull away.
What was that for?
Just felt like it.
Worry creases her face.
Should I not?
Nah, you definitely should. Go get dressed and I'll get us on the road. You cool with waiting to eat until we get there?
Yeah.
Cool. There are a million buffets and exotic restaurants there, so we can find something good.
I like Las Vegas already.
Torque.
I gently push her towards the back to go get ready. She sticks her tongue out over her shoulder as she goes. Watching, I rub my temple before climbing into the front seat. I'm looking forward to this, and I know Marina is too. So why does it feel like I'm doing something wrong? Huh? For a long moment, I just press my forehead against the steering wheel, not thinking much of anything. The sound of Marina's approaching footsteps makes me sit up, and I put on a smile as she hops into her spot.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go then.
And we head out towards the highway. Nice. Las Vegas appears on the horizon far before we actually reach it. Clusters of generic skyscrapers are interspersed with the world-famous casinos, which come in many shapes and sizes. Some are indistinguishable from the tall banks and offices around them, except for gaudy logos and signs. Others are constructed to look like a pyramid, or a Roman palace, or a medieval castle. There's a distinct clash where some buildings are striking and clean looking as if they'd just been completed yesterday. But then just beside them will be a sad looking place with faded paint and signs that aren't supposed to be flickering. As we enter the city limits, we're suddenly surrounded by the noise of traffic and the smell of exhaust. Exiting the highway was like crossing the boundary to another world. Marina drinks it all in.
Oh, what's that one? The super tall one.
She points to the windshield. Even though it's impossible to follow her finger, I know which one she's talking about.
That's the Stratosphere. I think it's one of the tallest buildings in the country.
Whoa.
We're still miles out, but she already seems to be infatuated with the city. Her eyes are wide and so is her mouth.
It's even cooler up close.
I never knew cities could be this huge.
Country girl. I keep forgetting that she's never been out of New Mexico. Sure, there are a couple decently sized cities there, but nothing this impressive. I'm excited for her to experience all this for the first time.
Honestly, Las Vegas is kind of on the small side, at least compared to places like New York or Chicago.
Seriously? That's insane. I can't imagine that many people in one place.
What about your house?
She giggles.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, but just not on the same scale. She reminds me of a puppy, straining against its leash as she whips between looking out the windshield and out the passenger side window. To me, the part of the city that we're in looks like any other downtown area, so I'm not impressed. Once we get to the strip where all the really famous casinos are located, it'll be different. But first, I have another destination in mind.
So, Mare,
Yeah?
ever heard of the World Carnival Buffet at the Rio?
I don't think so. Should I?
Well, if you like food, it's pretty much the greatest place on earth. They have, like, everything imaginable to eat. And lots of stuff that you can't imagine either.
Or not eat either. Somehow her eyes get even wider.
I wanna try it all.
Ich fühle so den Spirit in dieser Line. Ich will die nochmal hören.
I wanna try it all.
Das kann ich so fühlen.
Pretty sure you'll change your mind when you see some of it. But that's the spirit.
Genau.
Are we going there now?
Hell yeah, we are. I'm starving.
Ja.
Me too.
And she grabs my free hand, the one that isn't on the steering wheel. My heart leaps to my throat. Since we're at a red light, I catch her eye and she smiles, though her face is a little red. I smile back, but then face forward. Our hands hang limply between our seats. It isn't long before our palms are moist with sweat. I don't know whose. Her hand is so soft, like she treats it with lotion or something, but I know that's not the case. Smooth like a baby's. It makes me a little self-conscious of my chewed fingernails and chronically dry skin. Worried that I'm gonna cross her out and she'll pull away or something.
Is this okay?
Huh?
Maybe I was getting a little too distracted.
Is what?
She raised her linked hands.
This. You just seemed kinda... Like, I mean, I cannot if you...
No, it's fine. Seriously.
I'm talking louder than I need to, flustered as I try to backpedal. She doesn't look convinced.
Okay, sorry, I'm still... You know, not really.
It's fine. You're fine, really. I'm the one who should be sorry. I'm not usually this weird in a relationship.
Now she looks almost offended. Crap.
Not like that. I just mean...
A blaring honk from behind reminds me that I'm sitting stopped at a green light. The middle of traffic isn't the best place for this conversation. Breathing deeply as we pull ahead, I try to collect my thoughts.
Sorry, again. I just have a lot on my mind. Because I like you. I really do. You know that really freaking well by now.
She smiles, though she's still looking down, and our hands are still together. And this is such an awkward time and place to be talking about this.
So it's my bad if I'm being weird or whatever. But being with a girl I met on the side of the road is a new one. Even for me, you know?
Finally, she laughs.
Yeah, I guess it's a little weird.
I feel like I can still hear a slight quiver in her voice, but I might be imagining it. So I squeeze her hand tightly. Immediately, she squeezes back. I only have a vague idea of the direction I need to be driving. Fortunately, it isn't too long until the Rio comes into view, looming large a few miles away. We pull into the parking lot near the back, where the only open spaces are left. It's pleasantly warm outside. I've heard stories of people's shoes melting on the asphalt during the summer. Okay. But for now, the weather's perfect. As we cross through the parking lot towards the casino, Marina takes my hand yet again. I can feel my heart rate accelerate, but I squeeze her fingers all the same.